Hey everybody, it's Vulcan Wolverine or Kyle. It is Wednesday the 21st of October, and I'm just making a video because I got some new resources that I think every target individual should get. I wanted to show y'all, I got my new iPhone 5 and I got a new ELF detector on it, but I wanted to show you the simple ELF detector I got on a version 3G, and this can kind of help you out. Like it's supposed to read 0 or 1. You know, that should be the most electromagnetic frequency you should be getting around you. But I use it, and you got to kind of shake it around a certain way. And this is a really rudimentary ELF detector on an old phone. You see that this is the phone I was making videos on, and it's cracked. It's so cracked. But I want to keep it for this app. See, I just got a 3. So I'm picking up some of the remote directed energy weapons they're shooting around me. Like, you can kind of tell where they're hitting you on your body, and you can kind of, move the app over to that point. Or if you're getting a lot of heavy EHF, move it around to where you think that is. Check your walls and everything. See, I'm following around the beam, but they move it. Actually, with this app, they started playing games with me where I'd try and find the beam and they would move it around. So I'd have to kind of try and find it because they'd move it around and hit different parts of my body. And then sometimes they just hit the phone. Like, they'd hit the phone and it would give really high readings. So they kind of, you got to remember, these are men with this equipment and they're going to be calibrating and changing it up. So, because they know you have something to read it, and they're going to try and play around with it so to discredit you. But basically it works and kind of telling where everything is. My new app, and so I just wanted to show you all that rudimentary, it measures it in milligauss, and the new app that I have on my iPhone 5, it measures it in microteslas. And that one is great because it's recording them and putting them in a little book, every reading I take, and I've gotten really high readings, like, I guess .4 is regular for microtesla, for the electromagnetic energy around you. I've gotten readings up to 2, like 2 point something, 1 point something. Usually it's like a .9 something if it's a steady amount of electromagnetic frequency that they're shooting at me. I also wanted to show you guys this. I was on a conference call, and a lady, she's really awesome, and she studies a lot, she talks to a lot of people, and she told me about, or she told the whole conference call about this little device. It's called a negative ion projector. I'm going to pick it up and try and put it in the light. It's called a negative ion projector. And you can put it like this little opening in the front has a little needle, and it basically shoots out a bunch of negative ions, and I put it where I sleep, and I get a lot better sleep. I mean, I've gotten the best sleep I've gotten in years with the torture. And you got to consider I use plates and plugs and everything like that. And it gets weaker as it goes out from you, but it does have an area of about 15 feet that it can go around. So I would suggest getting a negative ion projector, like the first off. It's only $80 from Amazon, and a really good buy. I mean, it can give you a good night's sleep. I've been having trouble with my gang stalking. This is the 10th day I haven't verbally responded to my attackers, and it seemed to slow down. It kind of seemed to pick up right away. I'm going to let my dog outside and kind of go outside and finish the video. But it seemed to really slow down, and then it picked up like after a week, and now it's like I'll see a cop car around every corner, because I guess this guy can kind of swing it if I'm not talking. He can live and even more. I hear them on the V2K. They become a lot deadlier. They become a lot more vicious on the remote neural monitoring because I'm not speaking, because I'm not reacting. So they respond to the remote neural monitoring. And I don't know, I guess he can pick up a lot of steam with cops if I'm just being quiet in the house, especially if you're really being hurt or people. I don't know. I really don't know how it works. I know it's a lot of different agencies being told a lot of different things. A couple of men in the middle with microwave weapons who are completely corrupt and lying to every agency, probably getting money from a lot of them, and then just kind of murdering Americans. It was tough last night, 'cause even with the negative ion projector, like at the beginning of the night I was good when I wasn't sleeping. Then I woke up and like the top of my head felt like it had been smashed in with a hammer. So I'm just kind of coming out of that. It's been about an hour and a half of me waking up. And then they just like, you wake up and you hear them, they're like, look, CA, he's losing it, he's crazy. You know, they use those things when they torture you really bad and cook your body. Because they want to torture your body and make your body look tired, and then say you're losing it, you're crazy. And then I drove out in my neighborhood, and immediately there were like 5 cars in my neighborhood that were driving out at the exact same time. And then I saw about 5 separate sheriff's cars, and then tons of FedEx caravanning me in Miller Lite, because there's a guy who lives about 2 houses down the other way who works for Miller Lite. And what these people do is they get their companies involved working with grants and DHS, because it's working with the fusion centers with DHS, and that's where your vehicular stalking comes from. It's a really deadly thing for our species. I mean, I'd say just our country, you know, it's so deadly because a lot of innocent people are going to be false flagged. I know, boo-boo. There's my boo-boo. Look here, Pepper. She's really acting weird. She actually got up on the counter and ate food yesterday, like right in front of me. So she's really acting up and hurting. She does the same thing as me. Like, I'll see her in the morning and she starts like yawning, and like all the muscles around her face are tight because she's getting a lot of the electromagnetic frequencies too. But I would really suggest getting that negative ion projector. It's only $80 and it can make a huge difference. You can't, like, I experimented with it and I put it against the wall, like my plates and my plugs, to see if it would work, like right by their weapons. The deal with the negative ion projector is it bounces off of surfaces, so you have to use it no matter what, right around you. It says not to put it by electronic devices. It says to keep it like 10 feet away from electronic devices, but I have it about maybe 8 feet away from my TV and my PlayStation 3, and nothing really happens to that. So you just kind of work it out on your own. But that's the thing I would suggest getting first, so you can get a little bit of relief, and then maybe the plugs after that. So I'm going to do a little bit more experimenting with you know, the negative ion projector. But I just wanted to make a short video, you know, telling y'all to go ahead and get that. I'm also gonna get my, I can keep my old phone, so I'm gonna get my old phone and do some videos of my new ELF detector on this phone, because it's really good. It measures things in microteslas. I've gotten readings where it like beeps. It's like at 2 point something that it starts beeping, so it'll beep if you're getting into a really danger zone. What I've noticed with this stuff is they hit us with directed energy that's kind of dangerous, that you don't want to be around long term. If you were sitting in it for like a day, there'd be no big deal, but since we're always being hit with it, slowly, it is a danger. It can cause cancer, and it can cause, you know, things like that. So that's what I've learned with my recording, you know, of the frequencies around me. It's kind of helped me, because last night I went, I guess I'll just show y'all. I really just don't want to go in my house because it looks like crud, but for all the targeted individuals, you'll kind of understand, you know, why I have this stuff. But I came in the back room where I have some of my plates, and it kind of shows me stuff. But you got to be careful, because you got to realize these guys, they're surveilling you, so they know you're reading stuff. They know you're getting the readings, and then they'll start playing around with you. They'll start actually hitting the phone, or they'll start, if you try and, you know, find the directed energy beam that's being shot at you, you know, they'll try and like kind of miss the phone. So you got to be really careful in what you track. And if you're like looking in an area where you think a lot of electromagnetic frequency could be, they might actually hit the phone to try and trick you. So just be aware that these are men who are really deceitful, and they're going to use a lot of deceit no matter what you do. But what I did last night is I came up, and this is my corrugated steel, and behind this I have the most plates, the most tabletop defenders. And so I was reading here for microteslas, and it was giving me like 0.5 or something. It was giving me regular readings, so nothing was coming through here. It does, if you're in an area where around you there's a lot of high-pitched noise, EHF, it'll give you smaller readings of 0.7 or 0.8 around you, and then when you hit that ELF, a directed beam, it'll raise up. It'll raise up that reading. But so I came over here, and I looked here, it was like 0.5 something, and I put it over the thing, and I didn't have aluminum foil up here on the top, and I was reading like 1.1 to 1.8 micro Teslas. And so I think they've actually found a spot, because I have everything pretty much blocked in my house. So I think these guys, they're either coming from the top of their house, they put like shelves up, or they've actually gotten in the attic, and they're like sitting, like laying down like a sniper with the really with the ground weapons, just shooting through where this is up top. They're shooting at an angle through to where I sleep. Like they're trying to bypass all this stuff that I put up. I think they've got like a part of their attic right there, and it was reading the most strongly where that aluminum is, and I'll show you. Like I would come here, it'd give me like a 0.5 or something like that, and then I would come over here, it'd give me like a 0.8 or a 0.9, then I'd come across, it'd give me like a 1 point, you know, something, a 1.5, and I'd come over here, give me 1.11, then it'd trail off into like 0.9 over here. So, and I did it quick, so whatever they had set up, they didn't have time to like, you know, fool around with it or turn it off or, you know, conceal it. So you got to take your readings like that. You can't just take your readings like all day long, because they'll start to kind of adapt to that and kind of start to play games with you. So you need to go at a time, just get up when they have stuff set up, go to the area you think it is, take quick readings. And you can do it, I mean, you can take readings all throughout the day, but just be aware. These are men who are surveilling you, so they see you taking readings, they can see, like, they see what's on your phone, and we've got to play things that way, with like, hey, they know what we're doing, so we kind of got to, I guess, adapt to that, knowing that they're doing that. I hope all you guys are doing all right. These are things that are very easy to get, I think, for every phone, ELF detectors. I'm going to go ahead and get a trimeter too, so I can have a lot of independent sources. I'll read it in milligauss, I'll read it in microteslas and whatever a trimeter reads it in, so I can get independent readings. I'll try and mark down the trimeter readings like on a sheet of paper, or put it in my computer or something. Probably a sheet of paper, because that can be, you know, less trifled with. But I guess that's all I want to say. I've got some real proof, like if anybody who's scientific looks at my, like at the recordings that I have for the microteslas, I mean, I have readings where I'm just sitting there and it's 0.5, and then I'll move it around my head and it goes up to like a 2 or 1.5 or 0.9. So, you know, it's getting that hard evidence that we really need to do, because nobody, I mean, some people will believe us, you know, because we're being hurt. Other targeted individuals will believe us. But this is a good way to convince, like, your parents or convince even police. I'm not sure how I'm going to cross that bridge. But my guy, I mean, he's ex-Army. I'm not talking to him. This is the 10th day that I haven't verbally interacted with them, and they're just acting like I am. They're acting like every second I'm saying something to him. He's a liar. I mean, they're just liars. He's like, oh yeah, he's crazy and we have to do this. because there's so much money involved. Like there's money involved with DHS. These companies gets grants. Like this guy down the way works for Miller Lite, and so he's gotten his company involved. So they drive